The Amstel Gold is the sole World Tour one-day race in the Netherlands. The youngest of the spring classics, it only began in the 1960s. This year, with world champion, Olympic champion, former winners in Van Aert and Pidcock, it was a stellar lineup as the riders left Maastricht on the 255-kilometre route. 34 climbs involved, over 4,000 metres of climbing, and this year, returning to the route to the end, the Kaalberg climb for a third and final time before the finish. A slight change to the finish, but it's always a crazy combination of loops and laps in Dutch Limburg, in the far southeast of what is normally one of the flattest lands on the planet. If you come to Limburg, though, you'll notice that there are hills in the Low Countries. 8 riders formed the break of the day. 4 of them had already been caught by the time we got the first images. The rest were about to be caught. This was a fast-moving race, and it was on course to be the joint fastest ever Amstel Gold. UAE Team Emirates were controlling as we went into the final 60 kilometres. Plenty more climbs still to come, but not the current world champion. The former world champion was the man to launch the hostilities on the Hulpeberg. Julian Alfilip, now riding for Tudor Pro Cycling, putting in a stinging attack that for a moment even had Pogacar himself in trouble. Pogacar and Alfilip would quickly open up a 10-second gap. By the time we got to the next climb, it was 12 seconds. And things were about to change again. A seated attack from Pogacar. Were we about to witness the same scene again? Pogacar riding away. Certainly looks so. The world superstar was soon on his own. Half a minute of a gap, and then Matthias Skjelmose decided to set off in chase with 32 kilometres remaining. 7 k's further down the road and on the way to Valkenburg for the penultimate time, Remco Evenepoel darted across to join him. It was the Belgian Olympic champion's just second day of racing so far this season, after he was involved in a training accident earlier on in the year. He'd won on his first day, and he was on the way to trying to join Pogacar at the front as they came through to take the bell. The gap was still 20 seconds though, with just under 15 kilometres remaining. With 8 kilometres to go, Pogacar was caught. A rarity, not for the first time in his career, but it doesn't often happen. Straight away, Evenepoel was putting him under pressure. Skjelmose was there. Behind, they were at almost a minute, but you never know in this race. We've seen heart-stopping comebacks before, haven't we? Just less than 5 kilometres to go in the top trio, about to take on the Kaalberg. An iconic climb, returning as the final climb in this race. And an iconic set of riders. The Olympic champ, the world champ, and Matthias Skjelmose, a top rider, riding for Lidl-Trek. He will be at the back as Evenepoel launched the sprint. The trio would get to the line. Pogacar looked like he was coming around, but there was Skjelmose, right on the line. Unable to believe what he'd just done. So much emotion pouring out. Skjelmose, Pogacar and Evenepoel the order. Wout van Aert ending his classic season with a 4th place. Michael Matthews so consistent in this race, taking 5th. So Pogacar and Evenepoel prove they are human. Well, maybe the man to do the proving deserves all the credit. Matthias Skjelmose with the crowning moment of his career today. Lidl-Trek have had a brilliant spring. This was the result they wanted, and they took a huge win, downing the 2 headline names in that top trio. Skjelmose winning, Pogacar in 2nd, Evenepoel in 3rd, with Van Aert, Matthews, Barret, Gregoire, Benoot, Pidcock and Healy in a superb top 10. On the podium, all the delight for Matthias Skjelmose, who couldn't believe what he'd done. He better believe it. He's now one of the favourites going into the rest of the Ardennes week. Flèche Wallonne next, Liège next Sunday. You can watch it all on TNT Sports.